Welcome to the Three River Valley series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 30th of September 1988. And in this part, I want to focus on some final preparations for implementing the waste management system in the beginning of 1989. Now, this is going to be a very big step, and therefore I do need to make sure all the preparation's good. Plus, I've got a question to ask you guys, but before that, big thank you for all your comments and feedback. As usual, you give me things to think about. And I want to give you a bit of an update of where we are, because a couple of things went wrong during the last couple of months. In fact, that's the reason why we're several months on from the end of the last video. And one of the near catastrophes I had was up here, because if you follow the series, you'll be aware that I turned on this geothermal power plant. And what actually happened was, we can see here, it's got 45 workers. You double that up, that meant it took 135 workers out of the workforce here. And what that did is it reduced the workforce in my food factory. In fact, both food factories. And in fact, I've had to scale back the workforces in the distillery, this food factory, and also with my clothes production. Simply because what happened well, this warehouse literally ran out of, or was down to about less than 100 food. And of course, what that was doing was putting stress on my delivery system. And that then knocked on to over here. Good old Ironton. Ironton always seems to take the brunt of everything. I don't know if how much it affected the population. Let me do, the happiness of the population. Sorry, not. You can see that the happiness started to drop because I started to get food shortages here, mainly because the trains were not delivering the food to here. You can see we're getting a bit of food coming back in again. And of course, one of the problems is when I put the population back up again, the trains were stealing the food and sending it all across the map to keep all these different places set up. So what I did in the end is I brought this back online, so that I could get a backup supply of food in here. And so we got a small reserve of food in here, which meant I had to do a bit of adjustment with respect to where these crops are coming from. And these crops now are coming from this big warehouse here. You can see we got nearly 8,000 tons of crops in there because originally they were being pulled from here, which was another potential shortage. Now what I'm doing is keeping this geothermal power plant as a backup, so that when these go offline, I might be able to bring this online, because what will happen is that we'll have a spare workforce in here. Now this is endemic of a problem I've got down here, which is going to reflect on my waste management. That is the fact that all these towns were built and optimized for what they're doing now, and I've kind of stretched them a little bit in an attempt to get more workforce in to cover the vehicle maintenance, but I'm not sure if I can really stretch it much further for any waste processing. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge. We've got a bit more scope here to put some more buildings in here, but I'm not sure how far that will go. Now, another little interesting problem that came up, I don't know if I can demonstrate it to you. If we come here, you can see this is at 3,000. If I drop it to 2,000, what actually happened was, you can see here, it didn't quite get to these buildings up here. It's got to put it back to 3,000. What that meant is the cableway here is effectively, well, I think it's been repaired. I can't. Where's the repair stat on it? Well, probably the easiest way is if I come into here. Wear and tear. Oh, it's been fixed now. That got up to over 50%, and it obviously shows that the wear and tear in this area goes. It's interesting that the cableways have wear and tear as well. I didn't think towers had wear and tear, but it's showing. That's a personal carrier. Let me just. But it's not showing on there, but it is showing on the general map. Interesting. So yeah, so that's a potential danger, guys, when you set these distances. If you've got outlying buildings, make sure that they're actually all covered under the maintenance system. Now, another thing that's interesting is if I come here and we go to vehicle maintenance, and if I come here, what you'll see is I'm now getting quite a crop of vehicles reaching 50%. In fact, and if I, well, sort of, they're coming up to, well, it looks like some of them must have gone in for repair actually, because I had a couple on 50%. And what I've done is I've notched it up to 53%. The reason for that is I don't really want to have to keep an eye on vehicle maintenance while we're actually trying to prepare for the waste management system, because I need to focus very much on that process there. I think that's all that went wrong up in this area. If we go up to the north here, or the top of the map, if you followed the previous video, you'll be aware that I was building this explosives factory. And you can see we've now got it online. We are producing some explosives down here. But one thing I'm noticing is that we don't get much production per day, especially when you've only got a small workforce in here. So we're not exactly going to make a fortune. I'm not even sure if I've actually exported any. Let me just see. We'll have to get to the last month. Explosives. Well, we explosed less, just under a ton, and we made 49,000 rubles, because I think the actual price for explosives is we can sell them for 51,700. So this explosives factory isn't going to make us a profit, but what does interest me is the fact that this has got the potential for a good early industry. Most people normally go for clothing. In fact, I've gone for clothing many times, but it's not going to make a lot of money, but it doesn't need a substantial workforce. And more importantly, gravel and wood is something that's relatively easy to produce early in a game. That just leaves the chemicals. So maybe electronics, maybe explosives is a good option for some early cash. That's something I may want to explore in the next series. I think that covers all the updates. There's only one thing I want to do before we start talking about host management. And I want to emphasize this is a little bit of a test, because I was looking at coming to mods. I need to put that back on again. I was doing a little bit of testing. I can't remember. I'm sure it comes at a repair station. Now here we've got the horse veterinarian, and what I want to do is I want to build this, because I'm not sure if I can show, because for some reason Nova is added crops and wood to it, but we've got all the other ingredients there. And well, what I was actually doing, what got me on this track is I was looking for a small repair shop that I could put next to this helicopter repair bay as a way, because of course the other ones are a little bit over the top. So what we're going to do is we're just going to drop you in there, and of course we're going to put the ubiquitous barn next to it. Come here. Where's the storage on? Now this is just very much an experiment, which I'm kind of taking advantage of with respect to tuck you in there like that. I should get auto detected. In fact, you guys can build that in there. Put you on there so you can do it. You can help build your own. And I say this is more, I'm just curious about whether this actually needs crops and wood to do the repairs, or whether that's just another feature. If any of you guys have used this new mod, feel free to chuck it in, you know, your experience in the video description, because I'm just curious. But more importantly, what I want to do is get some coverage on these because that's what I was looking for, was a small repair building that I could drop next to like helicopter ports when, and what I'm hoping is that when they're built, they won't do range repairs. Their sole job will be is to keep the helicopter construction offices repaired, and of course, but because they won't use helicopters, they will stop that problem I encountered in the last part. Okay, so I think I've covered all the updates. So that is the current situation. Now, I want to talk a little bit before about the actual how we're going to move to the waste management system. Now, ideally, I'd like to do that in realistic mode, but I'm also being realistic about the possible potential problems, because we've got no access to the waste management. In fact, the only thing we've got access to is all the recycling, because we've done that research. And a lot of this, well, some of this will come on when we switch to waste management, but the biggest problem is going to be is if I come into here and show you the research tree, just come down here, is that if I when I can't show it to you because it's not, I haven't switched it on, but if I can find the waste management system just here, what's going to happen is we're going to get so it's number of new texts to do with separation, but we can't research that until we switch on waste management. That means that when waste management is initially enabled, we're not going to have access to the separation text, so we're going to have to go down and dirty with respect to how that's actually going to work. That, as I say, that then gives me a problem, because if I'm in realistic mode, I can't build all the waste dumps. In fact, the only thing we're going to get access to when this is switched on is a number of, how can you say, 3 waste dumps, which aren't very big, but they might get us through the initial process. So what I'm going to do is when we first go over in the beginning of the next year, we're going to go over in realistic mode and see how it goes. And if it all falls apart, then what we'll do is restart, and I'll do it again, but with realistic mode switched off, because what that will allow me to do is effectively speed build some of the dumps. I'm not going to build, and then once I've got the dumps enabled, we'll be able to go and possibly move on to something else. Now, another element of the fact that we're going to move to waste management is that, as I've already mentioned, the bottom part of the map is kind of optimized for the populations here. So what we're going to have to do is try and get all our kind of advanced waste management up here. That means we may end up with a dirty part of the map and a recycling part of the map. Although we can get the separations going and build the dumps here. The problem is going to be where I'm going to put the separation plants and down here. And I'm going to have to be very careful with the workforce, because we don't have that much in the way of spare workforce. You can see there, across the whole map, we've only got a potential population of 2,235 workers. So one thing I would like to do is get this line finished, so so the waste from here could be shipped up to here for reprocessing. So this area of the map is going to become the reprocessing center. Now, one thing I have got a problem with is the birth rate's a bit low, and you can see where the population is kind of stable at 578. So I'm going to weave into this a kind of the research what I said I wasn't going to do, which is increase the birth rate. Actually, we got research here, vaccination development. I think that relates to global events, pandemic events. I think what we'll do is we'll research that for 2,000 days. Then I'm going to research the birth rate, because what we're going to need to do is get some more workers into this area. Problem is, again, I would need to expand and put a second shop here. So that's a potential problem, because I don't think I've got that much unemployment in this area. Well, we got a little bit of unemployment in here, so but maybe we can get some extra accommodation in here to get things going. But what I'm probably thinking is that this is going to be my main area. See, we've got quite a lot of unemployment in this area. And so what I'm thinking is major recycling up here, incinerators, bits and pieces. Well, actually, while we're up here, something I didn't mention is we've nearly got this link to here for the bricks and steel. The trouble is we've got nowhere to send it, but what it will mean is I can bring the mechanical components down to the other part, and if we can open up this link here, we might be able to send mechanical components all the way down across the map. The only problem with that is the fact that the distances may cause problems with these distribution offices. Another thing I've done with respect to there is come in here now, you see that all these distribution offices now have trains on them, because we're going to our first strategy, game run, I don't know why I paused it. Our first strategy is going to be to dump to the border and dump anywhere, actually. So that's going to be our first initial starting strategy. So one thing I do want to do in this video is we need to check to make sure that our waste management teams are running. In fact, we do need to get these. We're going to have to buy some more trucks. I'm going to buy 1, 2, 3, 4 trucks in here. Maybe I don't want sewage. And we'll get 2 small garbage trucks in there. I think this one, I'm trying to bring them all in stages, and I am going over a little bit over the top with these, simply because I want as much capacity as possible. That's 4, that's 9. I'm going for the bigger trucks simply because these trucks need to go to the border to begin with. The other thing I am working on quite hard, and I think it's nearly finished, is up here. Yeah, we've actually finished it. Wow, good. Ideally, I'd like to get this railway built, but I doubt very much if we're going to lay that amount of track in 6 months, because this is the priority. You can see it's. I'll just speed the game up. I don't know why I'm running on slow speed. We've got. I think. Wondering if can we buy by dollars? What was there any? This is, or is this? Oh no, this is a. How am I on about? Yeah, I thought that was NATO, but of course it's not. It's the Soviet Republic. So we're going to get get a couple more trucks from here. Ideally, these should sit there. And what we'll do is just make hazardous waste there and mixed waste. So that covers this area, and ideally what it should do is cover. In fact, I think, where is my, that's technical services. This one's got quite a lot of dump. We get a big dump truck here, and I think what I'm going to do is, again, it's a long way away, but we're going to put you on the border as well. There. Because my main concern is that the industrial waste that we're going to get from the steel mill and the coal mill mine here will fill up the dump very, very quickly. So what I'm gonna gamble on is that, I mean, we got that one there. We're going to get lots and lots of trucks. I think I might use the. I mean, we've got 5 3 dumps, and what I need to think about that one. This one is set up. This is snow plows. We need a couple more snow plows in here. capacity. This is when we get a couple of more snowplows in there. And this working. This no, we need to check the range of the working range as well. So we're going to push you up to 2,000. Something I do need to do. Again, we'll get a couple more. This is going to be the normal waste collector. Actually, I have another one here. I think I've got one up here, haven't I? Yeah, we got this one. We haven't got. This is the industry waste. So we do need to. Again, we're going to have to put you onto order. Mixed waste. And we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, they're going to pull stuff from this area. I mean, how far out can you go? I think we're push you out like that. This one over there. You're going to have to go onto the border. I've got visions of massive traffic jams. But I can't. I think when we first start out, because we got a big traffic jam here because of all the trucks coming in. Which is, we look at the. This is one of the problems. If you buy big piles of trucks, they're all gonna. Until these have gone, they're not gonna hold up these guys because, of course, each truck coming out takes up one slot. You can see here. That should start to clear now. What are you? Oh yeah, you're looking for fertilizer. Oh, so many things to think about. Right, let's just keep. We can't buy any. And what I'm going to do is go down to the bottom part of the map and check the waste coverage down here. Oops, game's paused. Game. We've got. This is 1,000. I want these guys to run around, giving coverage. I think you're going to need to go to 2,000. You need to cover this area. We got this guy. You're just 1,000. I think you're going to need to go to covering the. I don't get the feeling that you're covering that. No, I think we'll leave you on 2,000. That should cover there, cover there. You go up the hill. See that it means we got no coverage up here though. If I go to 3,000. Yeah, so we're going to have to go to 3,000 to ensure that we cover this area here. I feel that we want two more of these in there, and we've got full set in there. Right, we'll do the tourist town now next. Now this tourist town, make sure how much coverage have you got? New vehicle type. I think you're covering everything. My main concern is whether that will generate waste. I think what we'll do. Thank you, game. I think I'm going to buy 2 of these and 1 more of these. And I think you're going to have to go to the border. It's mainly the hazardous waste that bothers me more than anything else. You're going to have to go there. So effectively, I mean, it's going to be a long way round, but I think if they're over the top with trucks, they can afford to have trucks queuing there. Now, this area here, this is domestic waste. And yeah, you're going to have to go up another level. You're covering this area. And again, I think this area here, I think you're going to have to go to the border as well. This is scary. I mean, if this all goes wrong in realistic mode, as I say, we'll switch off realistic mode and then build the dumps. This one should already be connected. I just want to make sure that you don't get the feeling that you're covering that bit there. Now, my main concern here is I don't know whether we might get some industrial waste here. So I think what we'll do is we'll buy 2 there, and we'll buy another one there. Get that done. And that's ready to go. Now comes the fun bit, because we are obviously trying to dump to the border from here. This is where we're probably going to have to put in the free dumps. Right. What we're going to need here is we've got lots of dirty industry here. And what we're going to have to go is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 here, because we've got industry. Do we cover up all that area there? Yeah, we do. Good. Now, got no idea where's the other. This is domestic waste. This is on 1,000. We're probably going to need to push that out to 2. We're going to cause a massive traffic jam. I'll get 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll come back and buy some more later on. A bit. We've got a secondary backup here, should we need it, because we've got the water coverage is pretty solid. So, you dark water, water plus. Oops, no plus sign on there. Never find the plus sign. That would be my waste backup. So what I am doing is just pushing this road out here, because I've got an idea that we could possibly put in a rail link here, which we could build. Problem is the ground isn't that flat, because what I would like to do is be able to ship the waste north. But the problem's going to be is, again, I've trapped myself to a certain degree. I mean, actually we could. How flat's this area here? There is pretty good. I'm wondering, are these guys busy? Let me just see. No, they've virtually got nothing to do. Right, good. What we're gonna do, I'm not gonna do anything on a grand scale. It's the yeah, we're gonna, what I'm gonna do is we got that line there. Don't need to worry too much about that. do the inside one first. Get you like that. Do like that. It's a bit short, but I'm just gonna have to live with that. And we're gonna run you off like that. Down to there. Like that. And what that would mean is that if we can get in our waste vehicles here, the only downside is we're going to have to try and we could bring this road down, but we'll have to cross that. Let me just see if I can get the road in here. I think we'll just go out there, put a road in there. Get the helicopter crew. If we get road in here, we could put in I thought what they called, I can't, no, it won't tell us, but there's a railway connecting dump that operates through a claw, so we could put the waste down to here. And of course we might need multiple sites, because what we need to probably have hazardous waste and also mixed waste or something like that, or possibly some other sorted waste, and then we can put it into here and ship it north. So what we need to do is get where are you? Get these guys on the case. So this is going to be, got no idea where that top job is, but we'll check that in a minute. But get these guys on that. Where is this job? Right, this guy is working down here. That's going to be a problem. Okay. That is going to be a problem, because I want to use this line here, and it's not electrified. And we've got a power transformer here. Okay, well, it means that the trains are going to have to go out, come round, and back up that way until we get that sorted out. Is this electrified? Is all this electrified? Let me just check, because I've got a feeling that this part of the track is, yeah, so it looks like it is electrified all the way through. I'm just zoom in. That looks like that's electrified. Is it electrified? I don't think this is. Let me just see. Got a bit of track there. Let's see. Press shift. Right. Annoying. Are you? What we'll do is back to here. The road bridge. And I want to get these guys going that way. So this connection is going to be very important. So let's just have a quick look at the trains. Right, you've got 4 jobs. I'd like this connection because we could then bring steel into here, but I think that might be a little bit of a reach. I think, what have we got here? We haven't built this, but we're never going to build that, so there's no point worrying about it. I think there has to be a certain amount of acceptance that some of these parts of the map are never going to be finished, because as I say, once I've got the waste management sorted and I understand it, then we'll be looking at starting a new series. Right, we've now got that sorted. I don't think the other bit to do with tracks. Now, I suppose I could extend this. How flat's the land around here? I mean, let's push this out this way. We could, because I can't build too far. I mean, originally this track was laid out to connect with a vehicle construction which would be out here. But I mean, it'd be great to be able to bring the track out, the dumps here, but I don't think it's going to work. I think any dumping, even up here, is not brilliant. Let's see. We need to build through here, and then we'll bring some track off of here into this area, but it's not that flat. So it's something we're going to need to work on. Vehicle's waiting too long. Where are you? Okay, why are you waiting? It's probably because we got 2 trains working in this area. He should, I think he's on his way out now, isn't he? Oh. Yeah, the train can be quite odd sometimes. Yeah. The reason it's kind of gone all the way into there is the fact that well, there's no signals here, but I don't really want to put signals in because I want them to build this section, these sections here. If he finishes these sections and builds through to there, that will finish that bit of track. Then that guy won't block that much. In fact, I think what I want to do is put some signals here just to break this up. So we'll put in the mixed signals there. And put you there, there. And because these have already been electrified, so if I put in signals like that, this finished. This is not quite finished. What happened to that train? Did I mess him up? Oh. He barely did any work whatsoever. I think maybe I might have messed him up a little bit there, but that's okay. That kind of sections off this section. We could probably put in. I put in. The only trouble with doing this is that what will happen is that this will. How can you say? This will increase the risk of two of the construction trains coming head to head. So that's always a potential problem, but there's not much I can do about it. We just have to live with it. Let's spin back to. Oh, we're on the 4th of November. I want to check the fertility of my fields because I did actually get a message telling me I had fertility problems. It's 150. I can't remember. I think it was the problem fields I've had over here. Yeah, this guy's down to 14%. It's low fertility. 11%, 64%. What's the distribution of crops? Is it? Um, oh, the harvest is coming in quite well. I haven't actually checked up here. Temperature's 3% now, so that means the I think this is working quite well. Wow. Um, wow. What's the fertility here then? Let's have a look. 150. Can't seem to get above 150. I don't know if that is the maximum. If any of you know if that's the maximum, but it seems to plateau at 150%. The only thing I can think of is that what I've been given looks like we got a problem now with the fact that we got nowhere to do the crops. That's unbelievable. But I mean, before this update, I was struggling to fill in this. Now we've got crops everywhere. Got placed with an odd truck in there. Oh no, we got a couple of the jumpy guys. Right, I think it's time to do a little bit of wrong one. The buildings. The buildings are good. We got nobody going off the charts at the moment. We're holding at 32%, which is good. Vehicle wise, absolutely no. That was not the whole map. 35% chemical plant 4. Where is that? Actually, I've just had a thought. What's the wear and tear on this area? Reconstruction in progress. That's interesting to know. We've got wear and tear on these buildings, and I'm not even using them. So luckily we've got the maintenance pods here, but they're not maintenance there. They're not on maintenance, or they are, but they're not. Have a look at this. This might be oh, it's the helicopters doing the job. Thank goodness for helicopters. Yeah, it suddenly occurred to me that I built all this stuff out here, but it's not actually doing anything. We've got technical services here. This is going to be this is the new construction office. This is the one that's going to be yeah, so it's picked up the chemical plant, but of course he's got no work vehicles out here. I don't really want to bring vehicles out here. So okay. Well, mainly the main reason I don't want to bring set this up is it's the logistics side. Fuel's getting a bit low. Again, the fuel consumption has gone through the roof. Anyway, back to what we were looking at. Vehicle wear and tear. This guy, assistant truck. So it looks like we are repairing the vehicles one way or another. Oh, train waiting too long again. Where are you waiting now? Yep. Okay. Where have you come from? Where are you working? Okay. We're gonna have to put some signals in here. These guys are crashing. Right, we're gonna have to split this job here. Oops. And here they go. Okay, you cancel the job. We're just gonna have to have one train working out here for the moment. I mean, they're making good progress, so it's not like it's the end of the world. How are we doing here? Yeah. Luckily, what I've deliberately done is kept all the jobs down to essential work only at the moment. So none of these are particularly overloaded with respect to work. Now you can see these have now shut down. So if I show you the unemployment here, where are you? Citizens with 3 times. Citizens living with their parents. What happened to the, oh no. We've now got unemployment. So what I could do is switch this on to this on to actually work with the thing, but I'm not going to do that. What I will do is buy some more snow plows. 1, 2, 3. We need to keep that going. I mean, there is potential for a dumps up here, isn't there? But the trouble is, we could dump there. Oh yeah, this is something else I want to show you guys. I think it was about 3 parts ago. I planted these new trees that are available here, and it's I think you got the Uga, which is, I think it's these. I'll zoom in. These are the trees you find up on the tundra in places like Siberia and that. They're like a hardy pine. I think these are the spruce. Because they got tall. And then what we got here is 2 types of bushes. So we've got very small bushes and these kind of browny looking bushes. I think it's pretty cool actually. Yeah, I'd forgotten all about these because when I put them out, they were, you couldn't see them, and I left them to grow and then forgot completely about it because of all the vehicle maintenance and other stuff. Anyway, back to vehicle maintenance, because of course one thing we've got to do is keep an eye on, that's trains. Let's have all map, please. Trains all map. Right, we got a train at 39%. The shipping isn't too bad at the moment. Now the risky one is the helicopters. So we got a helicopter cargo here, which is up here. Now technically you should get repaired automatically, so you should be okay because everything is set to 53%. The next one's the MI8, which is there as well. So we're looking good there. Those should get repaired. The risky one is over here. Actually, I've just had another thought. Because I did show you that mod for repair station. Got this little one here. Can't put it there. We could put it on the power grid. I'm just gonna put you out there. The trouble with these is going to be getting the workforce in. But I just want to check this one out as well. This is another mod. This is actually We just do the storage. I'll show it to you. Aha! Got no battery connection. That's a bit of a downer. Let's go back to here. So what you got here is a small repair shop. It only needs 5 workers, but that might be good for keeping this one repaired as well. So, well, these guys are on the case pretty quick. Right, let me just see how we're doing with the where are you? The veterinary services. This is built. Okay. Now, what I want to do here is okay, we've got 15 workers. And I just want to keep this short and distance on this area here. We've got 2 vehicles, so we need a couple of covered holes. Bring those in. We only need 15 workers. I think we got plenty of workers on here. Yeah, we got loads of people. So we want a couple of minibuses, which we can purchase here. Buses. Here, 8 workers. We'll get a couple of minibuses. And where's the maintenance section here? See, so the automatic bus thing here is working. Where are you? Okay. Are you actually traveling to the depot? You look pretty beat up. Okay, he's gone to the gas station. It says you're in there, but why aren't you doing what you're meant to be doing? Or oh no, he wanted to go to the gas station to get repaired first. Okay, what was I doing? North Camp, right? Fuel depot. Not sure you actually need fuel, simply because you're not really okay, we'll just set you to 50%. You're not far away from the depot anyway, so repair supplies. Right, we might need some extra vehicles here. You're gonna have to go there. You're gonna have to deliver the steel 100%. This is, yeah, right. We need to set that as a limit, and then you need to go there. And what do you need? It's plastics, electronics, electro components, mechanical components, and fabric. We're going to set you. I'm going to set you to about 50% to begin with. And then we're just going to come in here. I'm going to just. Is there a way that you can set all these? What's it? Clear all percents. Yeah, thank you. I knew there was a way to do it. And then we can go on explosives. Set everything to 9%. Okay. Don't need chemicals. Don't need alcohol. Don't need food. Don't need clothes. Electronics, we need plastics. We don't need explosives. So we got fabric, electronic components, mechanical components, and plastic. We drop the fabric back a little bit. Probably the electronics a little bit. I don't think we actually use that much in the way of electronics. So that will go there. Now, what I do want is the... Where are you? I think they're not actually doing anything at the moment. I think I'm going to put in an extra covered hole in here. I think it's the cup. Actually, I keep using these big ones, but I'm wondering if we go for speed. I'm wondering if we get a smaller one that's actually faster. Maybe we'll use that one. Get that going. I'll say what we're going to do is let this run. And I've lost the thing, and say all we got to do now is get some workforce into here. So we better set the minibus up. Okay, we'll just you and it's the workforce that's the potential issue. Want any random people going out to here? Okay, go that way. You can go onto that. Turn that on, put the line spacing on. How are we doing here? Like the bus has been nicely repaired. Like that. Looking good, looking good. As I say, that should cover this heliport. And that's going to be good. Okay guys, I'm running out of time on this video, so I'm just going to check my trains, see how things are going, and then that will be it for this part. And what I'll be doing is playing through to about February. Yeah, we're down to only 3 jobs here. I can't afford these guys not to be working flat out. Yeah, so what I'll be doing is playing through to the end of February, where we can actually, so these guys are working on this one here. Looks like we probably need that built. Get that built in there. It's probably going to collide with these guys, but there's not much I can do about it. We do need, I think we'll get a secondary build out there, because I want this line pushed out so that we can have the option to bring track in that way. So I think that is pretty close. I don't know if we've got any. Happiness is good. I do want to. We've got food in here. One place I do want to check for food is down here, because we're now in winter, so everything's slowing up a bit. Oh, looks like so this has been repaired. I think the building maintenance goes like a crack. As long as you've got good coverage, it does seem to work. I'm quite happy with that. I know some of you will argue that I've gone way over the top, and I accept that. But I think it's better to go over the top than actually not be enough. Let's just see. Let's have a quick look here. This is. We got a heat exchanger here. Ooh, that's interesting. This heat exchanger. Now this could be fun. Well, it says it's been repaired by the look of it. Have a quick look. It says missing resources bricks, and it seems to be working. It just says progress. Okay, so we need bricks, boards, and steel. But more importantly, the heat exchanger doesn't shut down. Because that would be a catastrophe. And I think just the last bit, I know I keep saying the last bit, guys, but this is, my stress levels are getting a little bit high with the fact that what's going to be coming up in the next part. One thing I am going to do, we should have finished the research here. Citizen vaccine. Get citizens vaccine to reduce the pandemic event by 30 to 50%. Let's have a look at this research. I thought, where's this? Oh, this is this one here. So, study vaccines to prevent pandemic events. Is that affected by birth rate? Yeah, the birth rate seems to have gone up a bit because they got that. It kind of peaked and it's dropped. But, I mean, it's not a fantastic birth rate, but it's growing. I think what we'll do then is we'll zap that as well. Maybe there's hidden pandemics going on that I'm not aware of. Anyway, this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. Any opinions on implementing with realistic or just dropping out and doing a little bit of auto building, feel free to chuck it in the comments. Also, any hints, tips or suggestions about implementing waste, feel free to chuck it in as well, because as I say, the next part is going to be quite stressful and it all could go wrong big time, but then that's all part of the learning experience. So until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.